Right, okay guys, food security, why does it matter? Well, what is food security first of all? Pretty much what it sounds like. Food security is the ability to feed yourself. Food security on a national scale is the ability to feed the population. Now, the United Kingdom, where I live, is currently has 60% of its. It only produces 60% of its food requirement for the population, which basically means that if, say, for example, I don't know, terrorist attack was to close the Suez Canal, for example, food supplies to this country would be not sufficient to feed the population. So we'd all be tightening our belts pretty damn quick. Now, what I wanted to ask about food security was, first of all, I would like you to go into your kitchen, open up your cupboards, look in your fridge, in your freezer, have a look and roughly work out just how much you have left. Like, for example, how long you have before your supplies run out and you would need to stock up. I'll wait while you do that. Okay, welcome back. Put it this way, if you have anything less than 1 week, you're in big trouble. Seriously. What are you going to do if you wake up tomorrow morning and, just say for example, financial crisis has happened, and the banking sector has collapsed, and they've shut the banks. Now, bear in mind, when I say shut the banks, let's not forget credit card transactions. So let's also look in your purse or your wallet, how much cash you've got in it. Because if the banking collapse has happened, ATMs are not going to work. Why not? Well, first of all, guys, they're going to want to restrict the flow of cash to stop people from panicking and just going out and buying willy-nilly. So if you've got 3 or 4 days worth of supply of food in your house, your shops are closed, your ATMs are closed, and you've only got £10 worth of cash, within 4 or 5 days, you're going to be looking at having to forage for food, and that is a no-go. No, you don't want to be doing that. Seriously, because in that kind of situation, that kind of scenario, there are going to be some pretty desperate and pretty nasty characters out on the streets. Also, another one's water. How many people just go by what comes out of the tap? Well, what happens if you twist the tap and nothing comes out? Sure, it's happened where a water main has burst in your area and you've had no water. Well, that's great. You can go down the shop and you can get a bottle of water. But again, what happens if the banking crisis has collapsed? This is just the one I'm choosing, but there are various other ones that could cause it. And it's collapsed, and you've got no water. The human body can't last more than a day or two without water. So, as far as I'm concerned, don't want to advertise, water, bottled water. Seriously, it doesn't need to be top of the range mineral water. You can just go and get 10, 15 litres of Sainsbury's own brand. It's like 21p a bottle, 21p a litre. It might even be less than that. It might be like 17p a litre. Regardless, bottom line is this: I always try to keep at least 10 bottles of water, 10 litres of water stocked up in my house. And this basically simply boils down to that if I switch on my tap, I've still got water. Now we rotate it, for example, through a water filtration system in the refrigerator. But the bottom line is this: we always have that supply. Food. Rice. You can go down your local Chinese supermarket and you can buy 15, 20 kilos of rice. No problem. It's bland, it's boring, but it's good food. get yourself a camping stove, and a little pan, so you're able to do that. So you're able to cook up little bits of rice or beans or tin food, things like that. Look, you'll probably say to me you're being paranoid. I would say I'm being prudent. Paranoid would be having an entire room dedicated to 25, 30 years storable food, spending thousands and thousands of pounds and a big portion of my wages. What I'm talking about is having 30 days, 40 days, 50 days supply of food. So even if something not as major as an end of the world type event happens, just something simple, for example, like I don't know, they've had to quarantine your area. You're not living hand to mouth. It's that simple. And also you've got to look at, you have a responsibility if you have children. Children become dehydrated and can become very cranky very quickly if they haven't got food. These are simple little things that could really affect your mental well-being. Because you are not going to want to be arguing with your children. You're not going to want to argue with your children or be shouting at them. You're going to be stressed out enough as it is because you don't know what's going on, the information is not coming through. But what you really shouldn't be worrying about is what you're going to eat, at least for like a 1 month supply. I mean, a year's supply really is what you want to get up to. Also, think about cooking. Yeah, because this all requires cooking. So you can also store up on things like baked beans, which are very high in fibre and protein, things like that. Obviously, go for the low salt. Low salt, the better. There are many, many, many types of storable food out there which are pre-cooked in tins and things like that, which actually won't take up much shelf space, but would give you opportunities to to be in a much safer position. I mean, I'm going to make a longer video on this. I'm going to get it more structured and come up with a few ideas and things like that. But a really good place to start would be a guy called Miami Prepper 1, all one word. Check out his YouTube video. He has a lot on there. And yeah, okay. Well, thanks for listening, and keep it real.